Donnie, you have quite literally always been my Conrad Fisher. The moment we locked eyes at that bar, I knew it was you. Your smile, that little dance you used to do, and the way you looked at me, I just always knew you were my Connie. I choose you with my free will. If there are infinite worlds, in every one of them, I choose you. Can't believe I'm crying. Because I love you. And thank you for giving me that space to be selfish in my grief. Oh boy, what did we do? Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Mikey. Hi, hello, welcome. And in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about, as you can tell from the title, how the summer I turned pretty absolutely wrecked me. It took a little bit of my soul. It pulled my heartstrings. And honestly, it kind of saved my marriage. And I know that sounds crazy as a 44-year-old, middle-aged, gay guy, but I know I'm not alone here. So if there are other middle-aged people in the chat, leave a comment down below, because I have been on social media, TikTok, Instagram, and seeing people my age just absolutely destroyed by Mr. Conrad Fisher. We are all missing our fictional boyfriend, which is so crazy to say. I'm like, at one point, I'm like, did I fall in love with a character? Like, what the fuck? Like, I went down a rabbit hole of Conrad Fisher. My For You page, Conrad, maybe a little bit of belly. Conrad. Like, it's rough, guys. But I did want to make this video because I feel like it's kind of important too. Well, not important, but like fascinating maybe. Because I feel like Conrad Fisher is out here either ruining or saving marriages, because he's literally saving mine. And don't worry, like, me and Donnie have never been on the brink of divorce, never even talked about it, not even close. I'm just saying, like, Conrad brought something out of me. He brought the romantic in me. But also too, I did want to talk a little bit about like relationships in general, because you know, we see these couples on social media and we see just highlight reels and they're doing well, and we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, which is totally fine because we shouldn't. It's private. But even like with our friends or family, when we go out, we see them happy. But really, the truth is every couple, or at least most couples, they have their own issues. Like, we're human. We go through things. We have ups and downs. And that's sort of what I want to talk about in this video, and share with you guys a little bit of what me and Donnie, particularly me, what I've been through, because I don't want to speak for him. He doesn't want to be on camera and talk. So I wish he could be here. Maybe at one point, one day he could be and give his side of things. Not side, that sounds so dramatic, but his perspective on things. After the series ended, it really just, I dug deep in my soul and really examined my relationship with Donnie. And I'm like, I'm gonna tear up. Because it's not Conrad Fisher I fell in love with or was infatuated with in this series. It was remembering what me and Donnie had when we first started dating. Because it was so beautiful. It was the way we looked at each other was how freaking Conrad Fisher would look at Belly. Oh my god, hold on. Wait a minute. I did not think I was gonna cry. What the fuck? What was I even saying? Oh yeah, it wasn't like I fell in love with Connie Fisher, though I have the biggest crush on him. It was bringing me back to those days of when me and Donnie first started dating and the first few years of our relationship. And granted, I know this is like the honeymoon period, so it's a little bit unrealistic to keep that spark throughout your entire relationship, especially long term. Like, me and Donnie, we're gonna be on 14 years come December, which is crazy. And I know that I shouldn't be comparing that infatuation honeymoon period, but at the same time, I'm like, it's okay to want a little bit more of that. Even just like 25% of that would be so much at this stage in our relationship. And after I finished watching the series, I went through the rabbit hole of everything, and then I just started reflecting on our relationship and our marriage, and you know what, in the last 4 years, I've sort of abandoned a lot of it, and I decided to have the courage to talk to Donnie about it and open up to him about a lot of things. But before we get into that conversation, I do want to give you guys a little backstory. It's really important to know where I'm coming from so that this doesn't sound all so dramatic that a TV show with 20-year-olds saved my marriage, in a sense. So let's start there before we get into my conversation with Donnie. I just have to reiterate that obviously it's one-sided, but I wanted to make this video because I am going to talk about my own faults. It'll all make sense, but I just want to point that out because I don't want you guys thinking like, why is this dude, especially if you're new here, like why is this dude talking about his husband and his husband's not even here? Like, it's not even like that. Everything that has happened has all been out of love and respect. There's no drama here, but there were a lot of eye-opening things. I just want to be able to, I guess, open up a little about our relationship. I mean, obviously there's a lot of things that we want to keep private, but there are some things I want to share with you guys because I think it's beneficial. Because I know a lot of you guys are in relationships, and especially coming from a point of view from a 14-year gay committed relationship with 2 men, I think is also important. So I kind of want to talk about it. So before we get into the conversation, here's a little backstory about how I sort of abandoned our marriage for a little bit. So as a lot of you know who have been with me for a while, you guys know that I lost my dad to COVID, and it was just a really, really, really devastating, traumatic experience and time period in my life. Donnie was also going through his own struggles as being a nurse. He was on the front lines while we were sleeping in and working from home or being on a break from work. He was still getting ready, putting on all of his gear, going into the workplace, saving lives, coming home exhausted. So he was just coming off of that. And it was just a rough time for both of us. I just kind of coasted in this like depressive state. And one day I just decided, you know what, I have to get up. And so I started going on walks. Walks turned into hikes, and started listening to grief podcasts, and, you know, started to do the work of learning about my grief and learning how to live with it, work with it, move forward with it. Had online therapy, I did the work. And there was one specific day where, before I guess I started doing a lot of the work, I was hiking on a mountain and I just had a thought in my head, and it was like, Mikey, you have 2 fucking options right now. One is you could choose to be happy today, or 2, dig that hole a little bit deeper, go inside, and make it harder for you to come out. And I don't know why then and there, it just struck a chord in my brain and was like, we're not fucking digging that hole, we're fucking choosing happy. And from that moment on, I created this bubble around me of just happiness and doing things that filled my cup, made me happy, helped me get out of bed, anything that just was positive. And unfortunately at that time, I didn't look to Donnie as that positive outlet because he was also going through his own stuff. To be completely honest with you, I could not take a single ounce of negativity, or I would have burst that bubble, and all that work that I have been doing would have just flew right out of me. And so I just kept that bubble so tight, so strong. And unfortunately, that also meant neglecting a little bit of our relationship. And I've talked about this on the channel quite a few times about how I look at my life as pillars. These pillars are the foundation of what holds up my life. And these pillars help me maintain what it means to make me happy. These pillars are things like finances, career, relationships with self, relationship with husband, relationship with friends and family, where you're living, your hobbies and passion. You got to make sure you're doing things you love. There's just like a bunch of different pillars, right? And my belief is that if I balance out the structure of all these pillars and they're all good, like some are greater than others, but if they're all at least good, they're holding up my life. If one crumbles or falls, I have all the other pillars to rely on. And so that's what I was working on with my grief with my dad passing, is this relationship with self. So here I am rebuilding this pillar of mine, and it took me, I want to say, 1.5 to 2 years to get it to a place where I felt good, right? I was like, okay, pillars are looking good. And then shortly after that, I lost my job of 18 years. So when that happened, I created that bubble again. I had to put all of my energy into this career pillar now. So here I am fixing that shit, and like, that brings us to present day time. Feeling pretty good. My pillar, she's looking good. Then I watched Summer I Turned Pretty. I haven't even thought about my relationship pillar with Donnie yet because it's just all so new, you know? I actually did watch season 1, then forgot about it, and then saw everyone posting about season 3, and so I went and watched season 2 and 3 in the span of like a week and a half, and it fucking wrecked me. Like, my soul, my heart. Oh, it was like, there was a lot of annoying things in that freaking show, and a lot of it is teen angst and all that stuff like that I didn't relate to, but it was just like finding your love and that feeling and all the butterflies and the passion and just looking into your eyes if you could see into their soul. And I'm like, Connie, baby. I feel so stupid, but you know what? It is what it is. Watched it, and afterwards, I just kind of went into a deep dive and looked within myself, right? I was like, look, you have been selfish for like 3.5, close to 4 years now of being in this bubble of yours and neglecting your relationship with Donnie. And when I say neglecting my relationship with him, I don't mean like the good parts, the easy parts, like living together, having a good time, going out, enjoying our company. I don't mean that. I mean neglecting the growth. So for me, I feel like as a couple, especially when you're growing individually, you want to grow together with your partner because you want to, you know, kind of be in this similar sort of plane when it comes to growth. So anyways, after the show ended, I had to look deep within me and be like, look, you're so infatuated by this character and the love that they had, and it's bringing you back to that time period of when you started dating Donnie and that just magical little era. What are you gonna do about it, right? Like, I can't be stuck here. So I was like, I need to talk to Donnie. And honestly, we had a conversation, and it was out of love. There's no blame here. There's no like, and there's no blame at all. But I basically just told him that I miss that part of us and that I want to be more intentional about showing my love for you in these little moments versus taking you for granted for a lot of things. And like, ooh, it's coming. Oh, just like looking back, I remember when we started to live together, he would every single fucking day kiss me on the forehead before going to work. And oh, I'm such an asshole for this. For the first couple months, it was so sweet, right? Like, I was just thinking, I would think in my head, oh my God, he's so nice, he's so loving. But after a while, I started to like get annoyed with it because he would go to work at like 5 o'clock sometimes. My alarm clock to get to work by a certain time was like 6:30, you know? And so, oh, I feel so bad. Like, I remember I would start like, like when he would kiss my forehead, guys, going to work, I would be like, because he would wake me up. And you know, I'm fucking grumpy. But like, I can't believe I did that. And I fucking miss it. What a fucking jerk I was. And it wasn't intentional, obviously, but hindsight is 2020. And these are things I mean when we take things for granted. That's the thing about relationships. It's constant work. Like where most people, I think, mess up is they have this beautiful honeymoon period. Then they get comfortable. Then they relax. Then they take each other for granted. Not on purpose, just that's sort of natural when you're with someone for so long. I think we got to this place where there's still a lot of love there, but we're just not intentional about showing it. So what this show brought out in me is that I realized it could be better, but also I want it to be better, and also we deserve it to be better. And that's the conversation I had with Donnie. Obviously, he had some things to say, which I will keep private. All good. Yeah, so that brings us to now, and we're just working on being a better version of us as a married couple, which I think is amazing. I can't believe Conrad Fisher got that out of me. I can't believe this teen drama put me in this place, but I am thankful. Jenny, thank you for writing this book and putting it into a freaking series, because I really think it's truly helping people. Some maybe for the worse because they're thinking, oh, I don't like my man anymore. Because I've seen some of those videos, but really, I think it's just showing us that like we deserve to have our love be open and free and talked about and celebrated versus pushed down in this space of contentment and safety. I want to go to Paris. I want to kiss Donnie by the Eiffel Tower. I want it all. And it's okay to want it all. We deserve to want it all. This is a crazy video. So yeah, that's how the summer I turned pretty saved my marriage. Because, you know, honestly, in 5 years, imagine if I just remained in my bubble. Who knows where we would have been in that time? Like, sometimes you just blink and you're like, how did I get here? And that could have happened, to be honest with you. And that's kind of scary to think about, but it's also reality, and it happens to so many people. And so if like you're new here and you stumbled upon this is your sign to, you know, get courageous and want more for yourself and for your partner, because you deserve it and they deserve it as well. You know, Donnie, you have quite literally always been my Conrad Fisher. The moment we locked eyes at that bar, I knew it was you. Your smile, that little dance you used to do, and the way you looked at me, I just always knew you were my Connie. I choose you with my free will. If there are infinite worlds, in every one of them, I choose you. Can't believe I'm crying. Because I love you, and thank you for giving me that space to be selfish in my grief. I love all you guys. Thank you for being here as always. If you can, try to choose happy over sad today. And I will catch you in the next video. Bye, Connie.